Hello, hooligans, and welcome back. Today, let's talk about fat adaptation. So, this is another one of those things, kind of like zone 2 training that I don't know, kind of is I think nearing the end of its day, and I would like to somewhat help it on its way. So, fat adaptation, and what we mean by this is being able to burn more fat as you exercise at any given intensity, certainly has some benefits. If you are good at burning fat, then on your easy days you're burning fewer carbohydrates theoretically, and thus you're able to handle a higher volume without draining your glycogen stores. Okay, good. If you are fat adapted over the right distances, you're going to need to fuel less, and that could be something like a really long, fairly steady state ultra marathon. Like, you're going to need to eat a little bit less if you're out there and you're pretty fat adapted. But at anything close to high speed, being fat adapted doesn't do you a whole lot. So first and foremost, and this is a controversial take, and it's not 100% true, but for the most part, the gains that we see in terms of being able to burn fat are not from training slowly to burn a lot of fat, or from eating fewer carbs to burn more fat. They're actually from having a higher VO2 max. So the faster you are capable of going, the more fat you are going to burn at any submaximal speed. Now, absolutely, there are small gains that you can make through dietary restriction or through long, slow training. But by and large, those are small gains compared to the big gains that you see from training hard. And you can't train hard without carbs. And so this is my and then the other point is that it takes more oxygen to burn the same amount of calories of fat as it does for oxygen. So a super fat adapted athlete is actually going to be slower at anything close to high output because they're going to require more oxygen for that same amount. So you're going to be breathing harder. It's a simplification, I know. You're going to be breathing harder at the same speed. And so if you reach kind of the limit of your breathing, well, guess what? If you're burning more fat, you're moving slower at that same amount of breathing hard. And so all of this is to say that what you should be doing is focusing on training hard, focusing on getting in those good VO2 max workouts, getting in those good distance days, getting in those good threshold days, and fueling well. And by fueling well, I mean carbs, because trying to train fasted or train low carb or any one of those things has been proven again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And if you want sources, I will send you, enough scientific articles to drown you in. It just doesn't work for almost all of our purposes. There are some, but for almost all of our purposes, for almost all of our athletes, you are way better off fueling and eating shitloads of carbs than you will ever be trying to be fat adapted. Thanks, and go eat some carbs.